Regardless, today I will now, without further ado, I will introduce our incredible specialist from Montenegro, Priyanka. Priyanka Sharma, and she is an MBA in marketing. She's originally from India, but she's been living in Montenegro for many years. I guess five. Priyanka will clear, and she's a nomadic. She's a traveler. She's been to 40 plus countries, and she loves traveling. And she also owns actually a travel agency as well. And she's also the founder and the CEO of the Cotelidon consulting, which helps people move to Montenegro from anywhere in the world. So she's a perfect specialist for today's session. She will answer all our questions. So first, I'll start by saying thank you so much, Priyanka, for joining us. We really appreciate it, and thank you and welcome.
Hi everyone. Thanks Danish for the invitation. I'm happy to be here.
Yay. So we're gonna straight dive in. We Nobody knew about Montenegro. Like, if you asked me 3 years ago, what is Montenegro, I would say maybe a food. But now everybody is talking about it for last 3 years, I've noticed, and it got a lot of traction. So first question I would ask you, why is getting a lot of traction?
Okay. One of the reasons which is so important is that Montenegro is a candidate, the leading candidate for integration in European Union.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
so yes, so it's slated for 2025. So right now Montenegro is becoming extremely popular for relocation, for investments in real estate, and so many other things. So right now it's still easy to come to Montenegro before it becomes the EU. Once it does, then it won't be so easy to be here. So that's one of the things. Yeah. And the government has changed and there are new initiatives, countries doing collaboration with Estonia, Slovenia, Poland to digitalize. So this is why we see a lot of new information on internet. Montenegro was
Ah,
always there, but it just got
yeah.
popular.
Wow. Okay. And if we talk about nomadic perspective, digital nomads perfect
Hmm.
perspective, we look for a few things about cost of living, weather, internet speed, and nature. Do you think it
Hmm.
kind of fits into that profile digital nomads looking for?
It fits perfectly. In fact, it's one of the best places in Europe to be in because it's having pristine nature. We have beaches, Mediterranean climate, there are mountains, snow. It's a four-season country, first of all. It has excellent and fast-speed internet, UNESCO heritage cities, cost of living is low, there is hardly any crime here, and it welcomes nomads. In
Wow.
fact, government is taking measures to increase the attractiveness of the country for nomads.
Wow, this sounds like our digital nomad's dream destination. So I will ask you, okay, sounds like a great place. We want to go there. So what are the visa options? Let's just start with most of the digital nomads come from the European and the US and Canadian, Australian countries.
Mhm.
If I want to travel tomorrow, just take a flight. Do I need a visa, tourist visa to get there?
Okay, people from USA, Canada, many European countries, they don't need visa. They have visa-free access of 90 days. And even those who do need a visa, like some nationalities in Asia and Africa, they might need. But even then, if they have an existing Schengen visa or a US visa, they get 30-day visa free in Montenegro.
Wow, wow, that's good to know because I didn't know that if you hold a U.S. visa, you can also travel to
Hmm.
Montenegro. It's a
Hmm.
good could be a good travel. Okay, so let's say we go there, we fall in love, and we want to stay longer than 90 days. So my
Hmm.
question would be, is there a digital nomad visa for Montenegro?
Okay, digital nomad visa is something that Montenegrin government is working on. It's supposed to come out sometime in 2022. So we
Mm-hmm.
are waiting for that. And I can tell you, from my sources in the government that right now, since it's not out, we can only say what we know.
Yeah.
So it would be till an year. Maximum
Hmm.
duration would be an year. It could
Yeah.
renew. And
Hmm.
since it's based on the model of Croatia, we are expecting the minimum entry requirement would be somewhere around 2,500 euros per month.
Okay.
So this is what I know as of now.
Sure.
We are all
Wow.
waiting. When it comes, we will provide assistance with that.
Wow, that's good to know. And there are many countries that are working on it. So we will have another session when it's out. But for now,
Mhm.
let's say for now, is there any visa option available if I want to stay longer in Montenegro?
Yes, yes, there is temporary residence visa, which you can get on basis of a number of things. One is to open a company
Mm-hmm.
and hire yourself as a director. This is very easy and straightforward process, and we do it for many of our clients. In fact, it's very attractive for digital nomads as well because the taxation is so low. It's like 9% right now. And it makes all the sense if you are coming from a high taxation country to reduce your tax burden and be in Montenegro. So you can get residency on basis of that. And
Mm.
right now, directors of the company, they are not required to be in country for 11 months like in other
Oh,
cases. So you have the flexibility to move around.
wow.
So
This is
yeah.
I didn't know that. So let's explore more to this. Let me ask you first, like, what are the requirements or the documents I need to get that temporary resident you just talked about?
Okay. The main thing is a passport that is not expiring anywhere for the next 6 months. Then you need a police verification certificate. In the case of USA, it's going to be FBI criminal check record. Uh, there was no requirement of it to be apostilled till last year, but this year we need this to be apostilled. So
Okay.
this and your education degree or high school diploma, whatever
Hmm.
education is there, minimum is high school diploma that we accept. This and some balance in bank. This is what we need to get started.
Wow, that doesn't sound like that difficult. And
It
of
isn't.
course, with your help, that would become much easier.
Yes.
So let's dive in a little bit more into it. That um, to get this residency permit, I don't need to have a job, or can I be a freelancer? Can I be a business owner, or I have to have an employment contract which says 2,500 euros?
No, you don't need any of that.
Oh, wow.
As I told you, what you need is a criminal check record that you don't
Mhm.
have any criminal background. You need a minimum amount of money in a bank account.
Like,
Even
no,
that can be,
yeah.
yes, this
Normally, you
this is
need
the
a
same.
job offer, right?
No, the job offer is what we create. When you open a company, we create that
Ah,
job offer and we hire you as a director. So it's very
ah,
simple and straightforward. What they want is to see that, yes, you have a decent background, you are coming here to invest and start a business in the country. This is
wow.
what it is.
So, is there any, because we do a lot of session with other countries as well. So, normally, if I open a company and become a director, is there any capital injection requirement, or just plain registration of a business is enough?
This is the fun part. You need €1 as a
Oh,
share capital to begin
oh,
with.
damn.
Yes.
I can guarantee you we all can afford that. So that sounds really incredible. And so I will explore further more. So I registered a business, I become a director, and I
Hmm.
get a residence permit of Montenegro for 1 year.
Yes. And
And
you were
yeah,
saying something.
yeah. So do I have to, I think you already clear, but I want to further clarify that I can become a resident of Montenegro. The moment
Hmm.
I get my residence permit, the next day I take a flight and start nomading around the world and then never come back. Is that going to be
Okay.
okay?
Let me clarify something. The law requires 9 months for you to be able to renew this residency.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
You need to be in the country for 9 months legally. Right now,
Mhm,
nobody is enforcing it, but I'm sure that when we are on the path towards EU integration, they are going
mhm,
to be more and more strict with it. So
mhm.
we will tell you the official version, which is 9 months.
Yeah.
If you want to renew, if you don't want to renew, you can do as you said,
Mhm.
get the resident permit. You have the right to come and go from Montenegro whenever you want. But next time, when the time for renewal comes, you will have to submit all the documents again and begin the process from zero. So that's the catch. But you
Okay.
can do what you said, that get the
That.
residence and start nomading. You can,
Mm-hmm.
but won't be able
Okay.
to renew in that case.
Sure. And yeah, that was my personal. Actually, I'm searching for the tax residency these days, so I
Mm-hmm.
ask you personally. And
Mm-hmm.
the tax rate. So I registered an entity, and I'm a director of that as well. So the business tax, corporate tax. What is the corporate tax rate, and what is the personal tax rates if I am a resident as well?
Okay. For most of the people, the corporate tax rate is going to be 9%.
Sure.
If you are earning upwards of a certain amount, that is when you have to pay higher. But majority of the people are gonna qualify for 9%.
Okay.
For personal income tax, from this year, it up to 700 euros gross. It's 0%, but many people, most of the people, they qualify for 9% income tax rate, and onwards it's 15%. This is a new law that came, which is applicable. These are the tax slabs in
Okay.
Montenegro. Yes,
Oh, okay, sounds right. So 9% for corporate tax rate, and then also the 9%, about 9% for personal tax
yes,
rate as
yes.
well, I
So
would say.
the main thing you need to remember is 9%.
Okay, sounds good. And if I ask you, like, is the bureaucracy, how's the bureaucracy is, and what is the language is used in Montenegro for government documentation application?
Okay. The official language is Montenegrin. For all government documentation, it is Montenegrin. So we have a team of court-appointed translators that work for us, and all the documents that come, they need to be officially translated and notarized.
Sure.
But many of the young people, they speak English, so people who come and live here, expats, they can get by just speaking English.
Wow. Okay, that's good to know. And I have a lot of questions, but I will start asking our members question as well because they looks interesting. So Nivedita is already asked, and I think you already answered that. Yes, Nivedita, anyone can apply this visa, this temporary residence. There's no problem, I guess, right, Priyanka?
Yes.
Yeah, anyone is apply.
Uh,
Anyone can apply. There's no like bans, like US bans some countries and all that.
See, there are a certain list of countries whose applications are scrutinized a lot,
More. Okay.
but majority of the countries are not on that list. So I would
Hmm.
encourage you to apply.
Sure. That's incredible. Catherine asks, does buying property help you to get permanent residency in Montenegro?
It wasn't a provision to get a permanent residency for property buyers until recently, but the law changed, and now there have been cases where not only you get a temporary residency by buying a property, you continue renewing it for 5 years, and then if you have met the minimum stay requirement in the country, which is 11 months in a year, you can get a permanent residency. Yes, now you can.
Wow. So that's good to know. And I will ask you one more question is that the physical test, let's say I register my company and I become a resident there.
Mm-hmm.
And is there any provision in the law that if my work requires me to be outside Montenegro, would that be counted towards 9 months period which they implement?
See, there is a way you can inform the immigration authorities that you're going to be out for your
Mhm.
work. But this only works for directors, not for people who go through the company for the property buying route. So
Okay,
you can
okay.
inform the immigration authorities that you will be out. This is a cause you need to be out. You
Hmm.
need to inform them, and then yes, you can manage that.
Okay, that sounds incredible. We are all nomadic. We are always looking for, the ways to reduce our tax burden and also still be nomadic.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I will ask you, apart from the legal questions, I will ask you the general lifestyle question, like about the cost of living. You mentioned that is low, but if we get down to the numbers,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think? Okay, let's start with what are the famous cities or spots in Montenegro where is the concentration of digital nomads have?
Okay, okay. So digital nomads are mainly concentrated on the coast or in the capital of Montenegro. So in the coast, there are cities like Tivat, Kotor, Herceg-Novi, Bar. These are the cities on the coast,
Hmm.
and otherwise they are in Podgorica, which is the capital of Montenegro.
Okay. I've seen some of your pictures. It looks really beautiful, like an architecture and the buildings, like a typical, old school European style.
Hmm.
And so, which city you are right now? Where you are right? Where do you
Uh,
live in Montenegro?
okay, I am based in Podgorica. This
Okay.
is the capital. This is ideal for me because I travel a lot for my work, and
Hmm.
it is located centrally so that I can reach the coast in 1.5 hours and also be in the mountains in 1.5 hours. So I decided to be in the center.
It's very strategic, Priyanka. You can be on the mountains and the beach within 1 hour
Mm-hmm.
and still enjoy the city and business.
Yes.
Amazing. So, if I ask you, if we get down, I know maybe you're a family, you are a family, you're living in maybe a big house, but
Mm-hmm.
normally digital nomads are single or couple, and
Mm-hmm.
they're looking for a small studio. So,
Yes.
if would you like to share some numbers? What would roughly be a small studio cost for rent in
Mm-hmm.
your city?
Okay. You can get something between 200 euros a studio
Oh,
apartment. Yes, but this is on
wow.
a long term lease, not,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you're gonna do Airbnb, it's not going to be in that price range. So
Yes.
it begins from 200 euros and it can go as high as 1500, depends on what you want. But a studio can be had between 200 to 300,
Oh,
depending
wow.
on where you are. Yes,
That's
in my city.
incredible in your
On the
city. Of
coast,
course,
yes,
it
on the
will.
coast, things are more expensive.
It totally makes sense. So 200, and also it's for long term. So guys, don't get wrong ideas. It's not like you're looking for 200 apartments. It's for long term lease. That means you have to move there, find apartment, make a sign a contract. But of course, Airbnb, I would add 30% more to that
Mm-hmm.
generally for the same apartment because Airbnb, see us as like it's like a short term. It's a convenience you are getting, so it's
Yes,
always
it
a little bit
is.
more expensive.
Yes.
So no document sign. So Priyanka, what about the other sort of like other things about life? Like let's talk about healthcare
Mm-hmm.
and the quality of food or vegetables. Let's say organic food or healthcare system. How is it?
Okay. We have state healthcare as well as private. So they are both running parallelly. If you open a company and you pay contributions and taxes, you are covered by the state healthcare, and it doesn't even cost any much as compared to the Western countries. And other than that, if you talk about the quality of air, quality of food, organic produce is available here and of very good quality, I must say. Fruits, cheese, vegetables, meat, everything is of a very good quality.
Wow, that's a good news for us. Rory asked, "Do I have to pay income tax on the salary I take from my company, and the corporate tax on the dividends?"
Yes, You have to, because dividends are a different category, salary is a different category, and corporate tax, they're all three different things. The
Yes.
number that you need to remember is 9%. Everything is standard at 9% for the beginning slab. Of course, depending on your personal situation, we can discuss what it is. And then I can tell you for the income group you have, what would be the tax applicable to you, but most of the people qualify for 9%.
Wow, that's incredible. And extending Rory's question, and if I ask you, the tax system, does it allow you to deduct many of your expenses, like travel expenses or buying a laptop? Can I
Hmm.
deduct it from my tax bill?
Yes, of course. The tax is paid on profits, not on the overall revenue,
Revenue.
if you
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying.
Yep,
Yes.
absolutely.
So as
Okay.
long as you have the proof, as long as you have the proof that this was the expense made for company's work,
Hmm.
yes, it can be deducted.
Wow, that's incredible. I'm also getting questions on my cell phone, so that's why I'm also watching. People write me there. Um, yes. So let me. Okay. So now I'm into the Q&A session. So I missed many questions there. Um, so Mickey is asking, how many renewals of temporary visa until permanent residency and to
Okay,
citizenship?
okay. You need 5 years on temporary residency. Once you complete those 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency.
Hmm. Wow. Okay. And Rory asked, is there a minimum number of days you need to stay in Montenegro? I think which you said legally 9 months, correct?
9 months for the company directors. And if you go through buying a property, you can get temporary residency on basis of buying a property as well. So if you do that, then it's going to be 11 months. You can reduce that to 9 months if you inform the border police that you have to be out of the country for so and so reason.
Wow. Would they take like I'm a digital nomad? Would be that enough reason?
No, that's
I'm
not a compelling reason. You have to get a more solid reason.
Yeah,
Some
definitely.
yeah, some health
I think
emergency or some issue with family, something like that sounds
mhm.
more reasonable to border police.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And Mickey
Hmm.
asked, when we are applying to the temporary residence, and you said you need to have a some balance, you need to show a bank statement. What
Hmm.
amount is there? I think you already mentioned, but maybe you'd like to repeat. What is the exact amount or a range which Mickey needs to show to get that visa?
Okay, let me be very clear. It is about the minimum salary. Right now, it got revised to 450 net. So earlier it used to be 3,500 approx. This is what we used to suggest our clients because this
Hmm.
is what was required by the law. But now, since from this year, the minimum wages have been revised and now it's 450 net. So 12 times that, just have that amount. It's recommended in a
Okay, it's
bank
about
account. Yes.
5,000-6,000 euros. Looks like that.
Yeah. So either
Wow.
that, or you have a contract as a director of your company saying that you will get this amount in your bank account. This.
Okay. And definitely, guys, Priyanka is there to set this entity, to set these contracts, because as she said, it's not English. All the documentation is in another language. So definitely you need a trusted partner, and Priyanka is our community approved partner. So you can totally reach her out for anything. She actually, other people told me that she is amazing in Texas. So Priyanka, of course, immigration is your expertise, but I also learned from other people that you are specialized in Montenegro, Texas. Is that correct?
I won't say that I'm a tax expert, but I have tax expert working for me in
Hmm.
my
Okay.
company, and
Okay.
yes, we
Okay.
we provide that advice. Yes,
Yeah. I mean, like your organization
yes,
covers
yes.
tax.
Our company covers that as well.
Okay, that sounds good. And So Nivedita asked, like, if you get, let's say, a temporary residence, of course, we are digital nomad. We have incomes from projects or from remote work. But let's say I want to work locally in Montenegro. Let's say, just for an
Mm-hmm.
example,
Mm-hmm.
is that allowed on the residence permit or not?
If you are a director of a company and you are doing this local work as a part of your company's operations, yes, why not? Because the permit you get is a work and resident permit. It's not just resident permit. It allows you to
Mm.
work because you are here to work as a director.
Ah, okay, okay. But is not there's no some sort of restrictions that you can only
No,
work for
no.
the company you
No,
employ.
no, no, no. You will work for your own company. You can provide
Yeah.
whatever service. If you have a consulting firm, you can do all types of consulting. If you have IT firm, you can provide service all over the world. But
Yeah.
you need to do it through your company.
Wow, this is incredible. Priyanka is so much like it's so much fun to talk to you and get this valuable information. But of course, we ask you for half an hour and we are already 1 minute over. And so I first do you my last question would be on behalf of my community. They send me, what do you think? I know you mentioned 2022. Do you roughly can sort of guess when the digital nomad visa could be out?
It was supposed to be out in the first quarter, but we don't know for sure. So we are
Okay.
all waiting. All I can say is 2022. We are hoping it comes out at the end of this quarter, but we don't know.
Okay, so it's gonna be a big news, and of course, you will be breaking that news to our community.
Yes,
Priyanka, I
yes,
am literally,
yes.
I want to show my gratitude and I'm so grateful that you took out 30 minutes of your important time to speak to our community. Such a great honor to have you here in our community. So we really appreciate your time. We really appreciate all the answers, all the knowledge you gave us. And for everybody who's watching the replay or on the YouTube or right now, please go to visadb.io. Let me quickly show you how you can contact Priyanka and hire her. She's our verified, community verified expert. So you can go to visadb.io, you can search expert, and you can actually type Montenegro, of course. And there you go. These are the two services here, and you can click on this and you can contact Priyanka. You can chat with Priyanka. Don't worry about the pricing because every case is different. So you need to talk to her, share your case, and she will let you know in advance how much your case gonna cost, and then you can hire her. This is not only it. If you don't need the full resident service, you can still contact her for consultancy or for translation or for tax advice. She's there for you. So check it out. And also, as I am sharing this, not only Montenegro, but you can also search experts for 100 for 67 countries. We have all of them listed here, of course, including Priyanka. So Priyanka, thank you again and for coming to us and talking. So guys, everybody who's watching it, next week we will be having the next webinar I'm hosting next week is the top 5 careers to become a digital nomad in 2022. And after that, we will have other webinars. So stay tuned. Thank you, everybody, for coming and joining in today. Thank you, Priyanka. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sanish. Thanks, everyone.